Hello, I'm Herb Barbeau, Director of Operations at the New York State Office of Cannabis Management. I am pleased to bring to you this initial webinar on the Adult Use Conditional Cultivator License. Today I will provide a high-level overview of the law signed by Governor Kathy Hochul authorizing the Adult Use Conditional Cultivator and Processor license types, share some key insights into the application process and program requirements, and provide some helpful next steps. Let's start with the law. On February 22nd, Governor Hochul signed the law creating a new adult use conditional cannabis cultivator license. The law allows eligible New York State hemp farmers to be the first to grow cannabis for New York's adult use cannabis market. Growers who don't qualify at this time may be eligible to apply when the general cultivator license applications become available later this year. By making the most of the 2022 growing season, we're able to jumpstart the New York cannabis industry and the investment that'll make possible in our communities that were most impacted by prohibition. By law, adult use conditional cultivator applicants must meet certain eligibility requirements outlined on the slide here. In addition to being authorized to grow hemp by the Department of Agriculture and Markets under the Industrial Hemp Research Pilot Program, applicants must be in good standing with the Department of Agriculture and Markets, have grown CBD hemp for 2 of the past 4 years, have proof of such cultivation activities, have 51% or more ownership in the entity that held the license to grow hemp. We know people are disappointed not to be eligible for this initial round. While the adult use conditional cultivator license is the first license to open, it will not be the last. Please continue to monitor the office's website for updates and announcements around additional license types. Once you've received an adult use conditional cultivator license, you'll be authorized to grow outdoors or in a greenhouse for up to 2 years. I'll speak more on what happens after those 2 years towards the end of this presentation. But the conditional license will no longer be valid after 2024. So specifically, you'll be able to grow up to 1 acre of flowering canopy outdoors or 25,000 square feet in a greenhouse. You can break this up into multiple different growing sites or at different locations. You can see here that the parameters change if you do a mix of outdoor and greenhouse grows. You can use up to 20 artificial grow lights as well. Under the conditional license, farmers will also be able to minimally process, manufacture, and distribute cannabis flower products without holding an adult use processor or distributor license. That ability, however, is only good until June of 2023. This will make it possible for conditional licensees to fill gaps in the supply chain while we develop the rest of the adult use market. I would also note that as a holder of a conditional adult use cannabis cultivator license, you are not prohibited from continuing to grow hemp and maintaining your current operation. The law does not require that you utilize the same plot of land for the adult use operation. Instead, it allows you to grow cannabis within the same county or in an adjacent county where you were previously authorized to grow hemp. The cannabis law includes limitations on the number of licenses of any one type that an individual can own. This is designed to prevent concentration, ensuring access to opportunity in a competitive market anchored by small farmers and businesses like many of you. The adult use conditional cultivator license carries this principle as well, and licensees may only own 1 license at a time, permitting the cultivation of adult use cannabis. Similarly, under the cannabis law, license holders are also prohibited from having a direct or indirect controlling interest in any retail type licenses. That rule is also applied to conditional cultivators. In addition to meeting program eligibility criteria, applicants must maintain compliance with program guidance. The office maintains current program guidance on its website. Please monitor cannabis.ny.gov/licensing for any updates to the program guidance from the office. The office strongly encourages applicants to carefully read the guidance before applying and submitting their non-refundable payment. Over the coming days, weeks, and months, the office and the board will establish more details around the program and a few key legislative requirements. The first is that you practice safe, sustainable, and environmentally friendly cultivation practices. Second, you must also participate in a social equity mentorship program. Lastly, the law also requires that you enter into a labor peace agreement with a bona fide labor organization representing or attempting to represent the applicant's employees within 6 months of licensure. In making future licensing determinations, the office and board will consider the licensee's compliance with program guidance and standards. As I mentioned earlier, the conditional cultivator license is valid for up to 2 years from issuance. If you are in compliance with the program rules and regulations, you'll be eligible to receive an adult use cultivation license. With that license, you may have the opportunity to expand your canopy from what's allowed under your conditional license. No matter what, you will have to meet any additional requirements the office and the board define. The office will, in the future, provide more information on the progression from a conditional license to a non-conditional license. I also noted that with a conditional cultivator license, you'll be able to manufacture and distribute cannabis flower products to help fill those gaps in the supply chain while we get the rest of the market off the ground. Your ability to play both of those additional roles under the law ends on June 1, 2023, at which point you will have to apply for and receive a separate authorization for those activities as determined by the OCM. Lastly, all conditional cultivator licenses are invalid after June 30th, 2024. We are moving quickly to get the program off the ground. We know growing season isn't going to wait. The application window opened on March 15th and will remain open until June 30th, 2022. Applicants are to pay a non-refundable joint application and licensing fee of $2,000 to have a complete application. Applicants are strongly encouraged to read all available program guidance and materials before applying and submitting payment. Like I said, we want all of you to be able to hit the ground running. The application, which is now open at New York Business Express and will remain open until June 30th. Upon payment of a non-refundable application licensing fee, the office will begin to review your application. Qualifying applications will be sent to the board for its approval as quickly as possible. We understand the need for a quick turnaround so you can make the most of the growing season. Thank you for watching this webinar. These conditional licenses will make it possible for local farmers to grow cannabis in the 2022 season, and we are grateful for your interest in participating in the New York cannabis industry. Please continue to monitor the OCM website and social media for additional communications and announcements. Please email licensing@ocm.ny.gov if you have any remaining questions for the office. We look forward to seeing you again soon.